Hello. Today I'm going to share with us 5 ways to deplete your social capital. 5 ways to deplete your social capital. Yes, 5 ways to deplete your social capital. Okay, so you're welcome with me again. It's 30 minutes with Hannah Oyebanjo every Thursday, 12:30 p.m. West African time. Log it up and ensure you are here every time. Hi, Sophia the brand. Thank you for joining. Yes. So now I also want to prompt my people wherever they are to start joining, because this is happening now live. So thank you wherever you are. Keep sharing. Come on now, you share it now. Share it. Let somebody somewhere be impacted, by what we're gonna do today. All right, I am trying to share it to my contacts so they see what is happening. And it's a beautiful Thursday, and I'm here outside of my base. I'm actually here, with some students. I'm in Yaba Tech, actually. I'm chairing a program here in Yaba Tech, and I stepped out to do this. Yes, thank you, Olori. Thank you for joining. Yes, it's a good time to invite other people. Just share. If you click on the share button, which is like an arrow out there, it's going to take you to your contacts. Yes, and then you can just click 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 persons, and they will be informed that we're starting. Because today I really want to share something very important. You remember, if you recall, if you're coming with me, you will know that we've been discussing elements around networking, social capital, because it does make a huge difference in our lives. Imagine, this is preamble. We haven't started. But just to let you know that I'm here today to chair a program here on an invitation, that I had to take because of the relationship that I have with the individual. Even though it was a short call, but the mission is what I'm passionate about. Speaking to girls, teenagers, our daughters, and she really campaigns chastity anyway. So I had to find a time, to kind of here in this program. And yes. So it's just 30 minutes. Thank you, Pedro Koyan. Thank you for joining. All right, I have just a few seconds to 12:30 when I kick us off. Others are going to join us, and we're going to have a replay anyway. And if I dive in today, I really want to quickly speak to us. And, in maybe 20 minutes today, because of the program I'm in here. So I may not be able to do 30 minutes, but 20 minutes on 5 ways to deplete your social capital. 5 ways to deplete your social capital. What is your social capital? You remember that your social capital is the positives, the net positive of your goodwill at the end of the day. Is what people, the degree to which people can shift for you, can do your bidding, can, go out all the way for you, can, make sacrifices for you, can pull and push for you. It's your reputation, how strong it is, how people can what you mean to them, the value that they give to you and to your person. There are 5 ways you can crash that. What you've built over a long time. Number 1 way is sentimental. When you make sentimental decisions, and these sentimental decisions or sentiment, I'm going to break it into 2. One, sentiment. Second, another type of sentiment. The first set of sentiment you do that will deplete everything you built over time, or some of it, is, on referrals. When you bring people into the associations you've built over a long time, those you have cultivated, who are prime and precious relationships to you over a long time, you've built these relationships, and then you just refer people into that community, into that relationship, without verifying and validating who they are. is panacea for trouble. It will deplete your social capital. And here I just want to really tell a story. Some time ago, there was someone who was like a mentee to me. He was doing very well. Trust, he was good. Reputation, very strong. Dutiful, intelligent, right values. And also this was somebody I was grooming and was doing very well. And also regarded me. I'm sure to him, I was a prime contact. Thank you for joining, Temitayo. You know, I was a prime contact to this individual, and he kind of respected me, and I was grooming him. Guess what happened? Someday he said to me that, oh, auntie, there is somebody that he wanted to recommend to me. This person is like, this person is like stranded, and he wants this person to he wants me to help that person. This person wanted some time to just do some work for a 1 year in a place. And the kind of description suited where I was working then. And I just felt, okay, because of the reputation and the social capital that this guy had built with me, I just said, okay, who is this person? Say, oh, he's a brother to him and all. And guess what? This guy didn't even do an interview. He didn't have any chat. On the strength of the reputation of this my mentee and this my guy, who also saw me like a prime contact to him, I opened the doors and this person was recruited. Guess what? Over a period of a short time, this person was a no. Not even in terms of capacity, in terms of knowledge, and no, that wasn't even it. But in terms of behavior, this referral came and he was so badly behaved. Almost the culture that he came with was contrary to the culture of the business, and it was so bad. I didn't even know that my team had noticed that earlier, but they didn't know how to tell me, because I pushed to say, look, this is coming from my prime, my somebody that I respected as well, my mentee that is da. Do you understand? So by the time I pushed him to say, okay, let me see how we'll manage, I knew, and I'm like, let me see how we manage this individual before we shove him out of the business and all. Some damage had been done, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think happened? Of course, by the time I got back to my mentee, who had a very strong reputation, on the strength of which I just was sentimental to taking this individual without following my own due process. Sentiment on my side as well. What has happened? He had depleted his social capital with me. In fact, after that episode, he tried to apologize, and then it was then I knew that he knew some of those issues and challenges this guy was having, but he just didn't take it seriously. So what he has done is he has messed up and depleted his own social capital with me on the strength of sentiment. That is number one. Sentiment. For you to refer anybody to your prime network or more, check it well. Be sure it's somebody you know well, you can bank for, you can kind of, you can validate. And if you don't, you can tell your prime network to say, I'm recommending this person, but I don't know him too much. Please, please follow. I'm not so sure. I know him a little. I don't know him too well and all of that. Because if your reputation is so strong and your social capital is so heavy with the individual like it was with me, I just took it for granted that, look, if my person is 1, 2, 3, anybody around him must be within that value system. Do you see? That's number one. Number two, sentimental decision guarantor. For you to guarantee somebody, you got to be very careful. Yes, I hear you, Coach. Yes, you must do your due diligence. That was a blunder on my side to sentiment. Of course, this was years ago, when the structure was still trying to get its place. Now, it doesn't matter who you are. Due diligence is put in place so that you can waive off some of these, items and issues that may kaput your business. All right. So quickly, I'm talking about guarantor. It's related, but referral is even different from guarantor. Somebody sometime ago, somebody was very close to me. So this person had a sibling that needed a guarantee thing. And he didn't have all it took or what it was going to take to receive the kind of services he wanted from another corporation. Guess what happened? This person who is close to me now used his own reputation, his pedigree, his social capital to speak with the company, the organization, to guarantee and to stand for this sibling of his, you know, to like, okay. And this individual, who is my friend, had a very strong social capital with that organization. Do you know that all the, back to due diligence, all the documents they were to receive, they would normally receive from people. Some of the ones that he didn't have, they actually waived it. Because this person who is close to me, I'm talking about, is known for his, you know, he's a straight up person. Yes is yes, no is no, no messing up. And over the years, he has proven, he has built that credential so much that these people they didn't waver. As long as it's this person standing in for anybody, it's fine, we go. What then happened? The guy messed up. The guy messed up. Of course, because of the personality of this individual who didn't want to mess up his own social capital, he had to stretch to look for ways to cover up and pay some of the bills and, you know, just make up and all. It was very painful to him. Very painful to this individual. So the other point on ways to deplete your social capital. Remember, that's why I'm giving you 5 acts. How you will deplete your social capital. Number one, and I started by talking sentimental decisions. Referrals. Refer people you know only. Guarantee when you are sure. Believe you me, that person said to me, he said to me one day, we're speaking, he said, Hannah, I will never guarantee anybody anymore. Nobody. Even if it's my blood, my mother, my father, no way. I will not. No more. So I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying, please, while you are doing this, have your eyes open, have your, you know, be very careful. Be very, very careful. One of the things that I need to also drop here is the fact that people change. What did I say? People do change. Do change. Unknown to this, my friend that I'm speaking about, the person he knew before had changed. The person he knew 3 years ago had changed. Unknown to him, this person who he guaranteed had gone through some recent issues in life, which he was not privy of. And on the strength of that, this guy had accumulated some other debt, had begun to imbibe some other values that was not his person earlier. So he just took it that is the person I knew 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago that I still have today, who used to be a very prim and proper person. Unknown to him, this person had changed. Pressures of life and temptation had made him become somebody he wasn't. By the time this guy began to hear some other things this person's done, he was devastated and began to say, okay, let's pray and see how we restore this person. I'm saying, until it has to be somebody you know, like now. Are you with me? Because people do change. Okay, so that's number one. I've spoken to sentiment. Sentiment 1 is referral. Sentiment 2 is guaranteeing people. Sentiment 3 is when you make erroneous blunder. Remember, I'm speaking with you on 5 ways to deplete your social capital. You know, when you make erroneous blunder, what is that? So let me share with you. This happened to me. I like to share my stories. Yes. That's good, isn't it? So we learn. So some time ago, we had a client, a precious client, who used to give us training and development, you know, capacity development business or businesses. And whenever it comes, you know, they were very good. In fact, they even part pay us. Before the event, they paid. And also they were precious to us and prime customer. So sometime within the course of the relationship, they sent us a brief. And there was an error we made in that brief. And in that error, we overcharged, our costing was very wrong. It's like you are like 50% over the average, what it should be. And that was challenging. They were shocked. They were disappointed. Do you know how I knew was they didn't come back to say, oh, what did you do? They just shut up. They just cut off. Every attempt to reach out was like, because I think they just felt, wow, are these people trying to take advantage of us because they are precious to us, the company likes them, they do good jobs and all, they're taking advantage. What kind of a thing is this? They shut up. I knew that my social capital was being depleted because it's now giving an impression of somebody who wants to then cheat on them, or could it be that I'll take advantage of them, even not to cheat on them. I knew I needed to work my way back. And the only way to walk back is to be open, to confess it, to come back to say, wow, I didn't even know. Until that action, that reaction from them, it was then I knew that, what went wrong? What could have gone wrong? And I'm like, let me even look at what are all the things you guys shared and all. And we saw that, wow, wrong templates and wrong things shared. So when that happens, you must go back to, kind of have a meeting with the most important contact you have in there and tell him or her to say, look, I'm so sorry. Do you know I noticed something? I'm so sorry. It was a blunder, an error from systemic error, and there was a quality control error here. So this cost we sent to you was, of course, we didn't do the job. They just cut off. Probably just went to another person. That was what happened. So the way to do that is to go back, because your reputation is being damaged. And if you don't make it up, they may never just even use you again or call your company again. Yes? All right. So even though you would have expected that somebody calls you to tell you, what's wrong with this, your costing or something. But remember, that happens at the lower level. Okay? And sometimes at the lower level, the managers, they also have their own interest. They have people they would have loved to work with. So once they see anything wrong with what you have brought, it might just be an opportunity. Not every time, but sometimes. Okay? Number 4. When you don't tell your own story, or when you're not vulnerable to certain contacts, it can deplete your own social capital. What do I mean? Another quick story. Today we are going to close early. Yes. Now, another story. So I had someone who was a very senior individual. I mean, this is somebody that other people will like to meet. Do you get? People will like to meet. Somehow I got into her circle, and she treated me like, believe me, gentlemen or ladies, the first time we met, she made me so comfortable, and she was so vulnerable with me. I mean, so when I mean vulnerable, as in she was saying some deep things, deep secret things that you will not expect that kind of individual at that level of that status to say with somebody she's meeting for the first time. But do you know what happened? She was that comfortable discussing with me because of the relationship I have with her other mentee. The person who introduced me to her has a very strong relationship with her, and has a strong social capital with her, such that whoever she brought, there was a, what do you call that now? What is transferred asset to me, who she didn't know too much, but she just also took that risk that whoever this individual is bringing, whoever is that close to this, my daughter and my mentee, and he said that must be one that. Maybe she also checked me over on 2 places. Maybe, I know. She was so vulnerable that my hands, it felt my hands. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Have you been there where somebody you don't expect to tell you some things, as in some personal, private things that people don't know about her? And she was comfortable saying with me. I took it like, wow, this is a privilege, this is an honor. Over time, I realized I needed to be a bit vulnerable with her as well. This is how you strengthen the cord. So depending, this one you have to manage it well, depending on who this individual is to you. If it's a younger individual being vulnerable to you, yes, that is relatively okay, because we believe that you have the experience to keep the secrets and do the needful and all. Now, and so you don't have to be, because it's like a mentee-mentor kind of relationship, even when it's informal. When a senior person, a revered person, is vulnerable to you, he's saying something that, look, there's something about you, even though you are younger, this might be a situation of mentoring downwards now. I trust you, and I can share my pains and some of my inner conversations with you. Don't take it lightly. And in that instance, depending on how you rate that individual, you too need to be a bit vulnerable with her or him. What that does is he builds trust further. Because not only is she feeling now that, oh, I've told her many private things about me, she's also feeling that, wow, she trusts me to have told me this one private thing about her. No, it kind of ties you. Okay, all right, cool. Hoo, hoo, hoo. And then the very last one, I remember I've shared with you, I'm sharing with you 5 ways to deplete your social capital. Your social capital is what you have that goes ahead of you, your reputation, what opens the door even before you get there. What, you know. So the 5th point is you will deplete your social capital when you don't fan it. Fanning it means, you know how you fan something, you fan the flame. Fan the flame. There are many other things you can do to fan it. You know, gift items, words of encouragement, celebrating them on their birthdays, you know, stretching to attend their programs, doing some things which might not be expensive. If you haven't listened to any of my teachings, or not teachings, the conversations we've had on Instagram, this platform, when we started like 5 weeks ago or 6, 7, please go and watch that. Yes, go and watch that, because we started by speaking to networking, how to build your networking, how to strengthen it, the things you should do, and all of that. So that's another hack here. When you don't do such things, you gradually deplete, because what happens is like branding. It's like when you do advertising. When you do advertising, people are aware of who you are, and every time they want to buy that product, when they come into the store, your name, you know, echoes, and then they go buy you. Yeah, same thing. If you don't nurture it, if you don't build on it, gradually, you remember other people are coming into the people's space as well. Before you know it, they don't forget who you be. They don't even remember you again. It's, over time, other people come in. So for you to be relevant in that relationship, there are things you need to do. And gifts always open doors for people. It can be emotional gifts, physical gifts, you know, academic gifts, mentally oriented gifts, whatever it is, you can prayerfully do to nurture your relationship. All right. Like I said today, it could only be 20 minutes because I'm currently here in Yaba Technology, Yaba College of Technology. Yes, there's an event going on and I'm chairing the event. Oh, that's why I'm looking like that, you know, to wear my red and do red wood. If you're not following, yes, start following every Thursday, 11:30, your lunch time. Sorry, 12:30. Not 12:30. I do a 30 minutes with you to talk about issues of life. We're going to begin to get into SME business issues and conversations very soon, very soon. Business issues, career issues, and all, and especially SME related business issues, which will be useful to you even if you're a career person. But someday you come out, can't do your own thing, isn't it? So whatever you can learn and learn, and I have learned, and I can share with you some of the failures and the learning. So keep watching, keep looking, and please share this. Let other people know this has happened. Thank you, and do have a very good day. Thank you, Mozarks. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Yes, thank you for your comment. I'm grateful that you joined today. Thank you. Do have a good afternoon. Cheers. Bye.